Mark Walter. He is the CEO and chairman. Reading now from Shams's report. He's the CEO and the chairman of diversified holding company TWG Global, which has interests in multiple sports organizations, including the Dodgers. He's the primary owner of the Dodgers, also the Sparks, the Billie Jean Cup, Cadillac Formula One, and the Professional Women's Hockey League. He already had a 20% minority ownership, but now he'll be the principal owner of the Lakers with a majority stake. And the sale is at a valuation of approximately $10 billion, and it will mark the largest ever sale of a U.S. professional sports team. Now, Forbes, number one, Mark Walter, according to Forbes, in February of 2025, had a net worth of $6.1 billion. But so it's not Walter himself. I mean, if the Lakers sold for $10 billion, or he's paying $10 billion for them, that means it's the company that's buying it more so than him. But he's the chairman of the company, so he's the owner. And what's interesting about that is that also Forbes. So in that was February 2025. They listed Walter's net worth at $6.1 billion. In December of 2024, because Forbes every year they do an annual ranking of the most valuable sports franchises. They have the Lakers worth $7.1 billion, and yet they sold for $10 billion. So basically, we can say that Walter sold. What is that? I don't know, 30%. I don't know. I'm not a mathematician. What is that? A 30% upcharge? Was that what you would call it? Basically, you paid a tax. And what I was, of course, my initial reaction as a sentimental nostalgist, I was saddened because, the Lakers have been in the Buss family since 1979. Dr. Buss, the great patriarch of the Lakers, he purchased a team from Jack Kent Cooke in 1979 for $67.5 million. A transaction that also included the Kings in the Forum. And of course, Dr. Buss died in 2012 or 2013. And what the Lakers accomplished in his tenure as the owner, so from 1979 to, let me see what the exact year was. I think it was 2012 or 2013. It was February. Dr. Buss died February 18th, 2013. They won 10 championships in that tenure. 5 during the Showtime era and with Magic and Kareem and Riley, and 5 during the Kobe era with Phil, Shaq the first 3, and then the last two Kobe championship teams with Gasol and those guys. And then by Dr. Buss passes, and since then they've only won one, which is the 2020, the COVID year, right? So in total, that's was that 79 through 2025? That's what 46 years the Lakers have owned the Lakers. I'm sorry, that the Buss family has owned the Lakers. That the Lakers have been in the Buss family, and that's 11 championships total. They made the finals 9 times with Magic, 7 times with Kobe, and then once with LeBron. So that's 17 times they made the finals in 46 years, 11 championships, and by far the most successful American sports franchise during that period, right? In the last 50 years, and it's really not even close. I mean, who else has won? Since 1979. I mean, the Bulls have the second most. They won 6 at one time, right? The Patriots won 6. 49ers. There's nobody really even close to the Lakers in terms of success. If you just look at it as far as championships go, and then like I said, even 17 finals appearances. So 6 times they made the finals and didn't win it. And that was the period basically where the Lakers became the Lakers as we know them. Before that, the Lakers were uh, in the '70s, right? So of course, Lakers start out in Minneapolis, and then they go to they moved to LA. I think the first year was 1960, right? That was the first season. I think that was Jerry West's first season, and and then in the '70s, Jerry West had a I'm sorry, Jerry West had a great career, but they kept making the finals and losing to the Celtics. Finally, they win it in '72. But even at this point, in the '70s, you wouldn't have called. I mean, the biggest franchises in sports were the Yankees, and then in football, you had the Cowboys, you had the Steelers, you had the Packers. All of those franchises, you would say at that point, when Dr. Buss bought the team, they were, because baseball and football were bigger than basketball at that point in time. And so uh, when Dr. Buss bought the team, the Lakers, though they were in Los Angeles and they had a rich history up to that point with, obviously George Mikan and then in LA, but, I guess Elgin played in Minneapolis too. I'm not sure. I'll check, but of course the LA Lakers, the Elgin Baylor and Dr. Buss, and I'm sorry, not Dr. Buss, Jerry West and Gail Goodrich, and then Kareem comes over in 1975, I think it was. Uh, so they already had a rich history, but you wouldn't say that they were, you know, you wouldn't say that they were a you wouldn't call them a top. Like I said, they weren't on the very upper echelon of franchises. Um, and when Dr. Buss bought the team, what he brought, of course, that same summer, Magic Johnson, he comes along, and pretty much the rest is history. And really, it was Showtime that made the Lakers what they were. And then by the time Shaq and Kobe came along, now there are expectations to, what is the word, uh, re, to reach that level of excellence again. And of course, the Lakers did that with Shaq and Kobe, and then, as I said, rounding it out with two more championships under Kobe. Uh, and so basically, man, Dr. Buss, what he did, not just for the Lakers, but for the NBA, of course, Jeff Pearlman, he wrote about it in his book, on the Lakers, um, about how when Dr. Buss bought the Lakers, and how the NBA was, what it was like going to an NBA game, and then what it became when Dr. Buss, brought the entertainment aspect to the form, and made it an event. So even if you didn't really like the game, you come there. They got the Laker girls, they got the music, and then you got people, firing T-shirts into a cannon. So even if you're a little kid or you're somebody who doesn't really know or care what's going on the court like that, you can still be entertained and have a good time at the game. And the rest of the league followed suit. And that was really, if you could go back to when Dr. Buss bought the team, bought the Lakers. It's like the NBA as we know it today had kind of started then. And as I said, with me being a sentimental nostalgist, uh, I was disappointed because I never wanted to see the day that the Lakers were owned by anybody other than the Buss family. Because I don't know anything else. Like I said, I was born in 1988. So as long as I've been alive, the Lakers have owned uh, the Buss family has owned the Lakers, and that will be no more. Uh, and we'll see what happens. I know my buddy Sark, he already texted me about it, and he's happy. And I know a lot of Lakers fans will be happy because most people are not as sentimental as I am. Uh, they just want to win. They don't care who owns the team. They don't care who plays for the team really, unless it's Kobe. They cared about Kobe. Anybody else, they never really. I guess Magic back in his time, but they don't. They don't. I mean, these fans today are a little bit more. I think a little bit more ruthless and cutthroat than when I was coming up. You know, they don't. I mean, perhaps it's just it takes multiple championships for um, teams that are used to or fan bases that are used to dominance to feel attached to the player, right? And it's just like, or similar. Like I was when the Knicks fired Tom Thibodeau. I know he was a coach, but when the Knicks fired Tom Thibodeau, I was like, man, I know Knicks fans are going to be irate. And as it turned out, I mean, they appreciated what Thibodeau did, but they didn't really care. They only care, that the Knicks are in the best position to try to win the championship. And I think a lot of Lakers fans, that's how they feel about it. I was telling my grandmother about it, and she said, Jeannie, she said Jeannie wasn't doing a good job, and I think most Lakers fans so disrespected Jeannie. But I mean, she did what she could in her capacity. But basically, I mean, Jeannie Buss is someone who, I mean, she only has what her father did as a blueprint, and once they got LeBron, basically what they've been doing until the Luka trade, which just fell in their lap, but they were going to be content basically riding out LeBron's career, and they had AD also, and they were going to be content basically just having being able to have a team that had star power on it, even if they were consistently not on the very top tier. The Lakers historically, that has been the standard, but it hasn't really been the standard since Dr. Buss died, basically. But Jeannie was going to be content uh, just riding out these LeBron years, uh, because she knows that if she didn't know anything else, she knew that her father valued star power. He felt like that was part of the deal. When you have a Magic Johnson, a Shaq, a Kobe, these superstars like that that's what makes Lakers the Lakers. Part is that they have superstars playing in Los Angeles, and then the Luka trade just falls in our lap, and that happened, and now just was February. This is what 4 months, 4.5 months later. Now the Lakers have new ownership, and it's something, man. But I think it's like I was disappointed in Jeannie, and then when I saw that it sold, she sold for $10 billion. Basically, Mark Walter made her an offer that she could not refuse because it's the largest sale. Let me see what uh, the previous largest sales of a sports team. Let me see here. Yeah, the Commanders sold for 6.05 billion in 2023. The record was recently surpassed by the Celtics, which sold for 6.1 billion. So basically, the Lakers just sold for 4 billion more than the previous team. Right now, let me see this Forbes list. Uh, the last ones, the Lakers were eighth. The Cowboys were first at 10 billion. Then it was the Warriors, the Rams, the Yankees, the Knicks, the Patriots, the Giants, and the Lakers. But I mean, it just goes to show, man, the Lakers are the Lakers, and especially I think with uh, with the sentimental value and with Jeannie and with the Lakers being in the Buss families for so long and what the Lakers meant to her dad, it wasn't it was gonna you were gonna have to overpay basically to to make this deal happen. She wasn't gonna let it go easily, and I just think that, like I said, man, she got an offer she couldn't refuse. Now, am I still disappointed? Yes, but I understand because $10 million is a lot of money, right? You have to remember that the Lakers were the Buss family business. That was something that was unique about the Lakers, is that uh, that, like I said, that the Lakers themselves were the business. I think Dr. Buss was a real estate person. He bought the team based on that. But it's not like Mark Walter. He has this this company that's worth all these billions, and so he has a business outside of the Lakers, and now the Lakers become part of that business for him. Whereas for the Buss family, the Lakers were the business. So the Lakers weren't, although the franchise was worth as much as it was, uh, because it was the only business. Perhaps the Lakers, weren't as rich as you would actually, think with them being the Lakers, right? Or rather, I should say the Buss family wasn't as rich, maybe in like liquid assets as you would think. Um, but I think, yeah, man, it's like it's sad, and I know, like I said, a lot of Lakers fans will look and they'll go, Mark Walter, he has all this money. We see what he's done with the Dodgers and how aggressive the Dodgers have been in their approach going after World Series, and you got to think it'll be no different. Now, of course, the difference is that there is a salary cap in the NBA where there is not one in baseball. So, but you got to think the aggressive approach it will return in ways that it hasn't really been since Dr. Buss passed away. Um, but I don't know. It's it's just a new day. It's a day that a lot of people, you know, if you were born in 1980 or after, you don't know the Lakers to be owned by anyone other than the Buss family. So uh, it's for me it's bitter. For some people, it'll be bittersweet. Uh, and for some, it'll be just sweet. But I think for most Lakers fans, they're just happy that we're gonna have an owner with deep pockets. We see what he's done with the Dodgers, and Jeannie has not been as aggressive as maybe her father was, and maybe it'll return to that now, and maybe the Lakers will once again start chasing success, like how the Warriors and in Curry's prime, how they went after it. Maybe the Lakers will get back to that.